Everyone said she married the perfect man. But on the very first night, he showed her a side no one had ever survived. She thought marriage would be her happy ending. But it became a prison where even screaming couldn't save her. Amara's wedding day looked like a dream painted by the gods themselves. The village gathered in colorful attire, singing and dancing as she walked gracefully toward Chike, the man everyone believed was her destiny. He was charming, wealthy, and admired, a man who seemed too good to be true. As they exchanged vows, Amara felt a mix of excitement and nervous anticipation for the life ahead. That night, however, something shifted. Chike's smile faded into a cold, unreadable expression. His words grew sharp, his tone commanding. Amara brushed it off as wedding stress, unaware that this was only the beginning of a nightmare carefully hidden behind a perfect mask. The morning after the wedding, Amara woke up expecting warmth and affection. Instead, she found silence. Chike ignored her greetings and left the house without a word. The servants moved around nervously, avoiding eye contact, as if they knew something she didn't. Later that evening, Chike returned and scolded her over a minor mistake in the kitchen. His anger felt disproportionate, almost rehearsed. Amara apologized quickly, blaming herself, but deep down, she felt the first crack in what she thought was a perfect marriage. Days turned into weeks, and Chike's behavior became more controlling. He dictated what Amara wore, who she spoke to, and even how she laughed. Every decision had to pass through him, and any resistance was met with cold punishment. Amara slowly lost her voice. The vibrant woman who once dreamed of building a joyful home became quiet and cautious. She convinced herself that marriage required sacrifice, unaware that she was surrendering her identity piece by piece. Chike began cutting her off from her family. He claimed they were a bad influence and insisted she focus only on her duties as his wife. Phone calls were monitored, visits were restricted, and soon, Amara found herself completely alone. The loneliness became suffocating. The once lively home now felt like a prison. Even the walls seemed to whisper warnings she didn't yet understand. It happened suddenly. One evening, during an argument, Chike slapped her. The sound echoed louder than her scream. He immediately apologized, blaming stress and promising it would never happen again. Amara believed him. She wanted to believe him. But deep inside, something broke. A silent realization that she was trapped in something far darker than she had imagined. Chike became unusually kind after the incident. He bought her gifts, spoke gently, and acted like the perfect husband again. The sudden shift confused Amara, making her question her own memories. But the cycle repeated. Kindness followed cruelty, love followed pain. Amara found herself clinging to the good moments, hoping they would last longer each time. One night, Amara overheard Chike speaking on the phone. His voice was different, cold, calculating. He spoke about her as if she were an object, something he owned completely. Fear crept into her heart. She began to realize that the man she married might not be who he pretended to be. The truth was far more terrifying. While cleaning the house, Amara discovered a locked room. Her curiosity grew, but Chike warned her never to enter it. His reaction was intense, almost desperate. That night, she couldn't sleep. The locked door haunted her thoughts. What was he hiding? One afternoon, while Chike was away, Amara found the key. Her hands trembled as she unlocked the door. Inside, she discovered disturbing items, old photographs, strange symbols, and letters from women she didn't know. Her heart raced. The realization hit her like a storm, she was not the first. The letters told stories of other women, wives who had suffered, disappeared, or fled. Each story echoed her own experience, filled with fear and control. Amara felt a chill run through her body. She was part of a pattern, a cycle that had existed long before her. Amara tried to confront Chike, but his reaction was explosive. He denied everything and accused her of betrayal. The house became even more suffocating. She realized she couldn't trust him, or anyone around him. Amara endured in silence, hiding her pain behind forced smiles. The villagers admired her marriage, unaware of the darkness within. She felt invisible, like her suffering didn't exist. A new servant, Ada, noticed Amara's sadness. Unlike the others, she dared to speak kindly to her. A silent bond formed between them. For the first time, Amara didn't feel completely alone. Ada revealed she knew about Chike's past. She warned Amara that leaving wouldn't be easy, but it was possible. Together, they began planning an escape. Chike began to sense something was wrong. His watchful eyes followed Amara everywhere. The tension in the house grew unbearable. One wrong move could cost her everything. Chike threatened her openly, reminding her that no one would believe her. His words were chilling, filled with quiet confidence. Amara realized she was dealing with someone dangerous beyond imagination. One night, Amara tried to run. But Chike caught her before she could leave the compound. The punishment was brutal. It left both physical and emotional scars. Though hurt, Amara refused to give up. The experience hardened her resolve. She knew she had to be smarter. Ada introduced Amara to a local woman who had once escaped Chike's grasp. Her story gave Amara strength. Survival was possible. Amara decided she would no longer be a victim. She began observing, learning Chike's routines and weaknesses. The power dynamic slowly began to shift. With careful planning, Amara finally escapes with the help of her allies. The journey is dangerous, but she refuses to turn back. Amara stopped reacting. That was her first weapon. Instead of fear, she wore silence like armor, observing every movement Chike made. She noted when he left, who visited, how long he stayed out, and what triggered his anger. The more she watched, the more she realized his cruelty wasn't random, it followed a pattern. At night, she replayed everything in her mind, building a map of his habits. She began to understand him like a hunter studies prey. For the first time since her marriage began, Amara felt something unfamiliar rise within her: control. With Ada's help, Amara began gathering proof. They searched quietly, old drawers, forgotten cabinets, even beneath floorboards. Each discovery added to a growing pile of secrets, documents, photographs, letters, and names of women who had suffered before her. Amara hid the evidence carefully, stitching some into her clothing and burying others outside. Every piece she collected gave her courage. This was no longer just about escape, it was about exposing the truth. Amara became a master of deception. She laughed when expected, obeyed without hesitation, and played the role of the perfect wife better than ever before. Chike began to relax, believing he had finally broken her spirit. But behind her soft eyes was calculation. Every smile was a lie, every submission a strategy. She was no longer surviving, she was preparing. One evening, Ada revealed something shocking. She had once tried to expose Chike but failed. She showed Amara scars hidden beneath her sleeves, marks from punishments she had endured. This revelation deepened their bond. Amara realized Ada wasn't just helping her, she was fighting for justice too. Together, they became stronger than either of them alone. Ada introduced Amara to a quiet network of women in the village. Some were survivors, others had lost sisters, daughters, or friends to men like Chike. They spoke in whispers, sharing stories that mirrored Amara's own pain. For the first time, Amara saw the bigger picture. This wasn't just her battle, it was a war against silence, fear, and oppression. One afternoon, Chike nearly discovered the hidden evidence. His sudden return sent panic through Amara's body. She barely managed to hide everything in time. The incident left her shaken but sharper. One mistake could end everything. From that moment, she moved with even greater caution. Amara noticed Chike had one flaw, his pride. He needed control, admiration, and dominance. When he felt powerful, he became careless. She began feeding that ego, subtly encouraging his overconfidence. Slowly, he started revealing more than he intended. Amara discovered a second hidden key among Chike's belongings. It didn't belong to the locked room, it opened something else entirely. Her curiosity burned, but she waited. Timing, she had learned, was everything. The key led to a small chest buried in the compound. Inside were documents linking Chike to missing persons, financial crimes, and bribed officials. Amara's hands trembled as she realized the truth. Chike wasn't just abusive. He was dangerous on a much larger scale. That night, Amara made her final decision. She would not just escape, she would destroy everything Chike had built. Fear still lived inside her, but it no longer ruled her. Now, she was driven by purpose. Amara started setting subtle traps. Small actions designed to test Chike's reactions. Each success boosted her confidence. She was no longer guessing. She was controlling the game. Chike began to show signs of instability. His temper became unpredictable, his sleep restless. He sensed something slipping beyond his control. For the first time, the powerful man began to look afraid. A minor disagreement turned into a heated argument. Amara didn't back down this time. Her calm defiance shocked Chike. Something had changed. And he felt it. Amara dropped a hint about the letters. Just enough to shake him. His reaction confirmed everything. He knew she had discovered the truth. The mask was officially broken. The house turned into a battlefield. No more pretending. Every conversation became a test of strength. Amara held her ground, refusing to show fear. The network of women began spreading information quietly. Plans were set in motion beyond Chike's reach. The walls around him were closing in. Chike lashed out violently, desperate to regain control. But this time, Amara didn't crumble. She stared at him with something he had never seen before, defiance. Amara secretly passed some evidence to her allies. The truth began to leak into the village. Whispers turned into suspicion. Authorities started asking questions. Chike's influence weakened as doubt spread. His empire was cracking. Amara confronted him directly, laying out everything she knew. No fear, no hesitation. For the first time, Chike had no control over her. Amara and her allies finalized the escape. Every detail was carefully planned, timing, routes, distractions. There was no room for error. Under the cover of darkness, the plan began. Every sound felt louder, every step heavier. Freedom was within reach, but danger was everywhere. Chike discovered the escape. His rage exploded as he pursued her. The night turned into a desperate race between freedom and capture. With the help of her allies, Amara finally broke free. The gates that once trapped her were left behind. For the first time, she breathed as a free woman. As the sun rose, Amara stood far from the life that almost destroyed her. The pain remained, but so did her strength. She had escaped hell, and survived. Amara steps into a new life. The weight of her past lingers, but she is finally free. She begins to rebuild herself, rediscovering the woman she once was. Chike's crimes are exposed. The community learns the truth. Amara finds peace, helping other women escape similar.